What's going on, YouTube fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, definitely share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. Growing up, most of us had or wanted a best friend. You would go to school, after that, go outside. You probably had a whole group of friends you ran with. But there's always that one person you rock with just a little bit harder than everybody else. Over the years, that bond grows. For men, it becomes like a brotherhood. You might not always see eye to eye with your right hand. Y'all might even fight at times. But usually, if you come from the sandbox, that relationship will always shake back, especially if it's on a solid foundation. For most, their best friends are closer to them than their own family members, because you might feel more comfortable when you are younger, sharing things with them more than your own parents. But you gotta ask yourself, is that word thrown around too loosely? My best friend. Nowadays, it's a lot of snake activity going on. People are falling out with their day ones, and some even get to the point they backdoor they so-called best friend, or expose all their secrets they shared while thinking y'all bond was solid. Back in the day, usually when homeboys that were tight fell out, you already pretty much could figure out what it was about. Either money or a female, which most of the time was fixable. But now we have the influence of social media, where a lot of people go to vent, see what's happening in the world, and sometimes to even expose others. We have all probably made a post or saw a post and someone thought it was about me. And instead of picking up the phone and addressing your homie or family, we will either go back and forth for the internet or let an app mess up a real life friendship. But when it goes as far as putting out somebody's secrets or exposing somebody, it's a thin line, and you never know how far a person is willing to go. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Douglasville, Georgia, to discuss a case of two best friends' beef over a social media post that turned fatal. Back in 2020, Caleb Brown was a 25-year-old man living in Douglas County, Georgia, on the outskirts, about 30 minutes from Atlanta. Caleb was said to be laid back, kept a positive outlook on life, enjoyed making music and spending time with his family and 2 kids. Caleb had a pretty tight circle of friends he rotated with, but his right-hand man was at the time a 24-year-old man named Malik Mason. The 2 friends were super close and did almost everything together. They knew a lot of the same people and hung in the same area. Somewhere in the mix of their friendship, some street activity took place, leading to a shift between the two. As we all know, the streets talk, and there was word going around that Malik was a police informant and gave information on cases. This led to Caleb pulling all the way back from the friendship. The two stopped hanging out and communicating all around. But knowing a lot of the same people, Malik got word Caleb went to social media and called him a rat for everybody to see, even some who didn't know their business. Anxious to defend himself, Malik quickly hopped on the post to let it be known that's a rumor and nobody had paperwork on him. Surprised the post was coming from his best friend, Malik's demeanor of explaining himself quickly turned to frustration and anger as Caleb wouldn't take it back and stood on his square. But one person seemed more angry about the situation than Malik, his girlfriend, Destiny Henry. She let it be known that Malik needed to address Caleb man to man. So on November 6, 2020, the couple left home and headed to some apartments in Douglasville, where Caleb was at. Once they pulled up, the 2 men began to talk about the allegations on Malik and the post calling him a rat. But as Destiny intervened to stand up for Malik, the back and forth became a full-fledged argument between her and Caleb, causing other people in the community to notice the commotion. Kids were around and multiple witnesses before shots went off, and Malik and Destiny ran back to the car to flee the area. Witnesses quickly called police, who responded to the location to find Caleb shot once in the neck. He was rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, he wouldn't survive his injuries. Witnesses back at the scene saw everything and told police it was Malik who shot Caleb over the post, and the two men were once best friends. A warrant was put out for Malik and Destiny. A few days later, Malik was tracked down to Alabama and taken into custody, charged with 2 counts of felony hit, possession of a firearm, and endangering a minor as kids were standing outside when the shots went off. Destiny was picked up and charged with accessory to a hit and other charges as well. Caleb's family couldn't believe who was responsible. As news got out, it was a man he once called his best friend. But a crazy plot twist would soon take place. Once the case started making its way to court, the prosecutor went to talk to Destiny and told her if she was willing to testify against Malik, a lot of her charges would be dropped, that she could cop out to 1 count of hindering the apprehension of a criminal. The young lady, who felt it was necessary to pull up on Caleb to address the rat situation, took the bait and turned state witness. As the case started making its way to trial, Malik was surprised to see his once girlfriend take the stand on him. He never denied the events, but he didn't take responsibility either. But everybody else confirmed the fallout was in fact about the snitch allegations and the post that Caleb made. Malik, in his own words, described Caleb as his best friend and said he was hurt about the allegations and the situation, but he never admitted to taking his homeboy's life. But with Destiny's testimony and other witnesses, eventually Malik was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison plus 16 years for taking the life of his homie. As Destiny received a deal for cooperating, there's no information on the amount of time she received. Rest in peace to Caleb. I send my prayers and condolences to his family and kids. This is a situation that to most might seem petty, but if you ever played in the streets, most can understand if someone calls you a snitch or a rat, it's a lot that comes with that, but it has to be proven with paperwork. But since it was coming from Malik's best friend, people probably thought it was law, and that could cause somebody to be isolated from their peoples or possibly lose their life. So I could see Malik's frustration. In Caleb's defense, he might have saw some paperwork or something for him to cut off his best friend and call him an informant. It doesn't get much deeper than that. He probably was hurt and felt betrayed that his man's name came up and something like that. His approach was wrong though. If you call somebody a brother or sister, you definitely should have picked up the phone and not ran to social media to post it. As far as Destiny, I get defending your boyfriend and wanting him to address the situation. But we all know that sometimes women could pump up men like an inner tube to do something crazy that they normally wouldn't have done. So she definitely should have stayed out of grown men's business. Then to do all that and turn state is crazy. Either way, nobody won. Caleb is gone. Malik threw his life away over a post. The only person with a second chance is Destiny. I'm curious, what do y'all think about the situation? Definitely let me know in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, crazy situation, crazy story. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about it. I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. This another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.